Alright guys, so welcome back. Thank you for hanging out, spending a few moments here with me. If you're new, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. Now today I am going to be bringing back the RT over at RZT. We're not done just yet with the turbo setup, but I'm hoping to have that done as soon as possible. Today what I want to talk about is some of the problems that you're going to have if you end up doing some kind of a wide body, whether it's the OEM style or if you have the SRT body and put the fender flares on there. Quite a few people out there are running into this issue, and you know, I believe in full transparency, and if you're going to go down this road, you know, it's nice to be prepared. A lot of people are choosing not to cut into the fenders, and there's something that you should really be conscious about if you're going to choose to do it that way. OEM Dodge actually cuts into the fenders so that when you do hit a bump, there's a little bit more give. Okay, you're going to have a little bit more space if you choose to cut into the fenders. If you hit a massive bump, this tire will hit into the fender and loosen it up. I know this because it actually happened to me. I had 275/40 20s on the front, and when I first got the body kit on, I was driving around my area and I really wasn't having any issues. There was you know, some minor potholes that I would go over, and you know, I really didn't notice any issues, but I did drive in an area that the roads were just disastrous. And you know, the tire did hit into the fender and knocked one of the fender flares loose. So I went ahead and put 315/35 20s, and I still don't even know if this is going to you know, be enough, but it does have plenty of space. I mean, from what it is that I see, and the back was never an issue. So at this point there's 315s all around, and I'll tell you, the way that it sits, it actually looks like almost OEM as far as the wheel gap, but again, it doesn't have the same amount of clearance. So if you choose not to cut your fender flares, regardless of which wide body you end up going with, you have to be conscious of this. Choose a tire wisely. Okay, my buddy is running a 295/30/20, and he said that he's having no issues whatsoever. He's gone through many sets of tires to try and figure out which is the best. And I'm going to go to that footage right now to show you guys, you know, his experience. I have FP2000. He's hanging out with me today. We're going to go hit up a meet later. But what are some of the things, the drawbacks to converting your Hellcat over to more of a wide body?
The thing is, it drove me crazy was to find the right size for the tires and the wheels. I mean, the wheels are 20/11 all around. But so it's finding the right tire, not to cut the fenders, because everybody keeps saying you gotta cut it. No, you don't have to cut it. I didn't, and it's been like this.
So there has been a huge debate on whether you have to cut the fenders and whatnot, and the answer is, if you go with a normal size tire, you will have to cut the fender, but you found the right combination of tire.
Just about the height. Like if you go 35, you're gonna rub. You're gonna have issues. If you go with 30 height, then you'll be fine. You can go even you can even go 305 if you want. 305/30/20 will still be fine, because it's the height of the.
So the trick is the low profile tire.
But the only downside is that it's all rim now, and then that you got to be careful with that. That's the only downside. But then some people wants to cut the fenders, and you can't.
What did you have on before this that you ran?
295/35/20. I wasn't touching, and then I was rubbing a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, it was fine for a few months, and I was going a little crazy, and then I rubbed.
Gotcha.
So one of them kind of ruined the inside, and you know.
So guys, if you are looking into these wide bodies, just know that if you're going to go front, you're going to want to go with something along the lines of a 30 sidewall, okay, which makes it a very low profile.
You could do 305 if you want. 295, yeah. I won't go more than that. 285, but like you said, I won't go more than 30 in height, because that's when you're gonna rub. This is the safest, and it's 20/11 inch wheels in the front. It's a big wheel.
Gotcha.
The back, now because I got slicks, it looks smaller, but the back I could do 315.
So is this the same size? 295?
This should be I don't know.
285/30/20. Okay, so.
Right. Because I had the slicks already bought them, so I had to use them.
Yeah.
But if I want to go 315 or 305, I can. because look how much gap is there.
Yeah.
I just wanted to try slicks for the summer and see how it is. They look small, but I could, you know, now that when September comes, I'll put like 315 all season, and you'll see it's gonna fill the gap. But for the back, I'm not worried. It's always the front that it's the little sensitive part.
So the things that people have to think about when they're doing this is, number one, the rim and tire combination, the wheels.
Right.
Low profile tires, minus 2.5 offset.
Correct.
On the wheels.
Every tire, it's like shoes. Like it doesn't mean because that size tires will fit. Maybe an all-season tire, another brand, it won't fit.
Yeah.
That's why I went crazy to find different. You know, like if I do Achilles, that fit a lot bigger, so you might rub anyway.
Yeah.
It's just you just gotta tweak
The tire shapes are different.
Right.
Yeah.
You just gotta try it until you see the one that goes for it.
Was it all worth it though? Like all the headache and trying to...
I love the way it looks. I'm gonna try a different all season now. I said when I'm changing the back, I'm gonna change the whole floor set. I'm gonna go with a whole season so it looks a little bit more beefier.
Okay.
But again, the wall is gonna stay dirty because that's all you could go. For me, not to cut it. Remember, I didn't cut anything. I only slapped this on. Done.
Now OEM, they do cut the fender so that
Yes,
you will...
I checked the inside of a Hellcat
Yep.
or Scat Pack with the wide body. There is a big gap inside, so they do work it in order for you to have those wheels. It's not like mine.
Yeah.
You can tell that, like when you touch here, there's nothing here. And I mean here, like now you feel this, like this whole thing.
Yep.
The Scat Pack or Hellcat doesn't have it. So it's all empty. So you know it comes already prepared for that. So, but this is, I think, it's a very cheap way to do it, and it looks the same.
It looks good, yeah. All right, guys, so regardless of which one you're thinking about getting, definitely keep that in mind, that you're gonna have to start thinking about what tire setup you're gonna be running. It's important because you do not want to be driving around and knocking these fender flares all over the place. That could become a problem.